Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room in the attack at this moment in time. Martinelli, another poor game, another game he should have scored in. Let's talk about Sterling's last two cameos. Brief, 20 minutes here, 20 minutes there. Dreadful.
Shocking.
We've got to chat about Martinelli. We've got to chat about Martinelli as well. And I think Turkish's point is kind of covering Martinelli's sins, which is no one right now is playing particularly great. So it's not like he's the only person that's not performing. But come on, guys, this is your boy. Come on.
Right, here's my boy. I'm going to stick up for him a little bit. I'm going to stick up for him a little bit here, like, yeah. Saka yesterday. I love Saka. He was non-existent yesterday, like, you know what I mean? Jesus, non-existent. We only started playing when Havertz went up top. I also do believe when you've got a left back that's got a right foot, Declan Rice can't feed him because he's a right-footed player as well. Like, you know, you've got to get the balance towards him. But yes, I think there's a conversation now where he's not performing, and he did have that good chance. He's had two good chances now, one against Spurs, one against Atalanta, and he's not taken one of them. I think he's lacking in confidence. His work rate, I'm going to say, it was fantastic again in a defensive shape and everything like that. I think that has to be taken into consideration. There was one time in the first half, I see him run from our own half back to our byline to make a defensive play. You never see Robert Perez doing that. You never see Ronaldo doing that. Our wingers have to work. I'm not saying that's right. I'm not making excuses, but there is a conversation now because it's been, even against Spurs, he done well, but I think we tried to blow it up a little bit, Jordan, to say that he was better than what he probably actually was.
No, he was. I thought he did fine. He did fine against Spurs.
He did fine, but I think that, he has got to do better. I'm a big fan of his, and I think maybe because I'm a big fan, I'm maybe getting a bit like Cecil is with Shocking Sterling, trying to give him a little bit more, but there is going to be a conversation soon, boys. There is.
I agree with every word Lee's just said. Yeah, I'd still start him on Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, because we ain't got no one else.
What is that? But
Sterling.
I wouldn't start.
Well, you play Shocking Sterling after that.
Do you know why, Lee?
Calling him shocking.
Do you know why, Lee? Because I'm thinking to myself, nah, you lot done this. You lot, this is the depth you bought. The left winger we've got has started the season poorly. 2 + 2 is 4. So I'm not happy with Sterling. But fucking, if Martinelli's not playing well, he's going to have to start. It's against Man City. Let's hope for the best.
I'm going to be honest. If Shocking Sterling's playing Man City, I'm going to start walking home. I'll tell you like, I mean, pick me up on the M1.
I just think if you play Sterling,
he does not deserve to start.
No, but nor does Martinelli. That's the problem. And I'm a Martinelli fan. But we are scraping the bottom of the barrel. It was. I'm going to go back to the Ozil era of work rate stuff. Work rate is
is a given.
It should be the bread and butter when you want to compete and fight. So yes, he has immense work rate, but we've been saying that for 6 months now. I'm sorry, when you get into the positions you get into, like Tottenham 1-on-1, like this one, Atalanta 1-on-1, I don't care that you ran back 70 minutes ago to make a tackle, bury it. Same with Havertz in that 1-1 game with Brighton. You scored your first one, well done, but you missed your second one. Your first one doesn't make up for that, or your work rate or flick on and so on. Yes, that's good things, but Martinelli, finish your dinner. Like you've had 2 massive chances in the last 2 games. Okay, you work hard, but you've also got Saka works hard, but Saka produces at the end too. I do think the system is part of the problem. I'm not going to lie, the system is part of the problem for the attack. But I do see even Havertz pull out numbers, Saka pull out numbers in the last 18 months under it, or 12 months or so. So Martinelli's the one struggling, and we've made all the excuses in the world. The left side's changed up. Well, it doesn't matter who's playing left back. When you're 1-on-1 in 2 games in a row, bury them, please. I don't care who's at left back or who's at the number 8. So he has played okay.
I gave him a pass for the Tottenham miss, but the one last night, you've got to score that. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you've got to score that.
Has his month run out, Jordan? That was the time frame you gave him.
I did. See, and I'm the one of the 4 of us. I mean, he's my guy. He's an Arsenal player, so I support the guy. But of the 4 of us, I'm the one that's been the most critical of him over the last couple of years. I'm not a massive Martinelli fan like that. But yeah, I'm the one that's still saying there's still value in him. There's still a player there. Maybe it's a confidence thing, but Turkish is also right. This is not 3 or 4 games now. This is a year and a half.
Isn't the whole point? Isn't one of the main? Sorry, Lee. Before you go, isn't one of the main points?
For coffee.
Well, oh, sorry. I Cecil, 2 sugars, please.
Watch yourself.
We'll have one here when you're ready as well, mate. To be honest, I forgot what point I was going to make. Where was we?
Talk about Martinelli.
I'll come in while you're thinking of it, Turkish.
Yeah,
right? I do think this is relevant because we just said 5 minutes ago or 10 minutes ago, we'll take that sort of performance against Manchester City. It'd be a little bit harsh on him to play away of it. I think he was on the bench against Villa. Away here. And then when you got the games against Leicester and Southampton coming up, drop him. So I think there's a key that we're playing
I agree with that.
structured football at this moment in time. So it'd be very, very harsh to say, all right, yeah, we've played those really difficult games and then we'll drop you to bring in Sterling or someone like that. I think we've got to be a little bit saying that we're playing under a tactic at the moment of what we're doing, but
Lee, he did get nice games last season and didn't perform. He did get games against the weaker teams last season and didn't perform. So I wouldn't feel that bad if he was dropped for the easier games coming up. He's got to perform now.
I don't know. Again, maybe I'm seeing this too glass half full, but I think last season he had some standout performances. You know, Sevilla away last season. I remember he was brilliant. Scored that fantastic opening goal. I thought in most Champions League games actually he was pretty good. I remember he came on at halftime against Man City at 0-0 and just energized the stadium and gave us an impetus in attack that we needed. Felt like he was really trying to drag us over the line with that one. Okay, a deflected effort, but his shot that ends up in the back of the net. So I don't think it's Liverpool at home, was it?
Yeah. I think he's created.
No, and I think I understand these pressure footballers, and ultimately, in the moment, the adrenaline's running through. You're 1-1 against Tottenham. You're 1-1 against Atalanta. I totally with Turkish. He should do better. Like he should be at least. Well, he hit the target with the Tottenham one, but it was just a bit. It was a bit of a weak attempt. Atalanta, I was really disappointed the way he blazed it, but especially because we kind of knew a point was all right. So I don't really see why he looked like he really lacked composure in that moment. But the one thing I'll say is, I don't think we can underestimate how difficult it is to be constantly switched on mentally. Where do you have to be? Are you pressing? Are you sitting back? Are you covering the fullback? Are you tucking inside? Picking up those positions, being committed to the, doing everything at such a physically high intensity off the ball in terms of your tackling, your intercepting, your pressing, whatever it might be. And then in a team that isn't creating chances, suddenly go, I've got a chance now. Like it comes out of nowhere. It's like, you've been defending all game and suddenly you're kind of through on goal. I just think it is difficult again to sort of, I think he's through on goal thinking this is my one moment, not I'm going to get a few of these and, we're on the front foot.
But James, I'm not judging him on the misses. If I'm judging him on wing play. Can you beat your man?
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair enough.
If you miss those chances, but you're at least over the course of the game, you're getting 3 or 4 good crosses in, you're beating your fullback 5 or 6 times, that's fine for me. But he's not even doing wing play well. The misses are not good enough, and that's fine. And people can miss. But I'm judging him on wing play. He's not even doing his job properly.
I agree with that. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
He done it against Spurs, though, Jordan. That's what
he did. He did a little bit.
I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. I don't think a player who showed up in the run-in 2 title races ago, I don't think he can produce that and suddenly become a bad player. I think he'll get there, but I do think. Go on. No, go on.
Sorry. I was like, you say that.
I think it's a worry.
You say that though, James, but we talk about the evolution of Arteta's team, right? And players that we had in our starting 11 2-3 years ago, we've moved past, we've moved on. Yeah. This might be an exaggeration, but he needs to be careful that he doesn't become that guy that we've moved past and the level has gone up. And he's like, well, you were good to get us into a title race, but now we need a winger that can secure a title. I don't think we're there yet with Martinelli. I don't. But I'm just saying, it's well and good saying 2 years ago he was great. Well, so was Jesus. but we don't see him as a guy that's integral to winning a title now, do we? Zinchenko was great 2 years ago, so let's not give him a pass just because he's young. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, totally.
The level's going up.
And you couple this up with I remembered my point. Sorry, it took a little while. And you couple this up with one of the main points people use with this Sterling signing is the fact he has to prove himself again, right? Well, what better place to prove yourself than at the Etihad, the club that you won the most, that you done the most, and the club that don't rate you. So if this is not the opportunity to play him when our left winger is performing badly, and the only praise we can pull out for him is it's difficult working in this system, so we have to somewhat feel sorry for him. I'm sorry that a couple of years ago, maybe not anymore. When you're an elite club like this, you cannot afford. To be honest with you, Martinelli's best performance is probably in the last 6 months have come off the bench. So there's an argument there that maybe he is a better player off the bench. He's a better impact player. He can stretch a team. He can get in behind after maybe. And we've seen Lee, we've seen Jordan, we've seen in our successful eras, there's quality players on the bench as well. So this is no disrespect. But what I'm saying is we brought Sterling in. The whole thing is prove myself. Whatever he said in the promo. It's Man City at the Etihad. No one's taken that left-hand side, but we're saying don't. That proves that we didn't have a good transfer window. Reality, right? Because it was saying we
no,
okay,
not for me.